fashion advertisers. In this video, I'm going to be breaking down the search marketing for Reiss, the global fashion brand located in London. I'll be talking about what they're doing right, wrong, and how their competitors are currently crushing them. All right, I'll be going over the brand breakdown for Reiss. So the next slide will discuss the overview, display and video ads they're currently running, product listing ads, text, competitors, some advertising research, keywords, and then recommendations on how to improve their campaigns overall. So the breakdown will be essentially looking at the paid search strategy using SEMrush, Google's paid advertising transparency, and Facebook's as well to look at the competitors, analyze what they're currently doing, since they don't have access to their actual Google Ads account, and then make recommendations and insights. So for us in display and video, so currently Reiss is running a campaign, the Summer Mirage campaign, but they're not running any YouTube ads to this currently, even though it's placed on YouTube Organic, and they are running on Facebook ads already. So this is essentially their Summer Mirage campaign, which is a huge opportunity to leverage on YouTube remarketing at the bare minimum to past purchasers, people that have visited the website but didn't convert, or just to do cold prospecting to people interested in this brand or their competitors. And as you can see on YouTube, they are running clips of the Summer Mirage video that they've been running for a little while now. And this is kind of like their messaging. Our latest campaign is designed to cultivate authenticity, teasing the threads of our own DNA, inspiring the wearer to do the same, discover the collection. So it's very aspirational type of messaging, going back to their roots. Basically, the birthplace of London, steeped in heritage, contrasted with being modern and cosmopolitan fashion capital. So they're staying true to London, but they're staying modern as well. So they're running a lot of ads like that. And you can see they also have some menswear advertising with similar messaging that they're running on Facebook. So that messaging must be doing well. So they can definitely leverage the videos on YouTube with basically the same messaging and just cropping and cutting the creative a little differently. And then these are some image ads that they are running currently, promoting the same season campaign with the male model and the female model with one of the backdrops from the video. And they can definitely add more variations of this because there are a lot of different clips in the video. Have like messaging outside of their brand name, the promotion itself, like more aspirational messaging, like Discover Now. Then they have some older mid-season sale advertisements that were like 50% off. This brand doesn't typically do discounts like this unless it's like off-season. Here you can see it's a lot more different messaging. So having creative like this could be very beneficial to actually run for their current campaigns and just get different variations. You can see the copy is much different. Okay, now onto their shopping ads or product listing ads. So you can see here that women's clothing tends to where they're pushing the most on shopping. There was more volume overall for the women's market. So these wool blend coats, dresses, etc. And the way they have their titles currently structured is by brand, the color, and then the product type, which is a pretty good structure. I would say depending on each specific product, we can definitely switch that up. But a lot of people are searching by brand and they are targeting a lot of their brand keywords. So I think this is a good structure to have brand first and then alter this depending on the product type, the model, or anything like that up to that range here. And then you can see product listing impressions. So they're definitely pushing more shopping branded types of spend here as they're getting more keywords and search terms, and they've increased their ads by a lot in the last year. So about 64% increase and a 55% increase compared to last year. And Reiss dresses is the #1 branded search term, and emerald green cocktail dress is the #1 non-brand search term. So continuing to push here will really help to get them to be leveraged in that non-brand position and their branded position, since they have a lot of retailer competition technically. So they need to maintain both positions while staying profitable. So you can see that these are the ads that they're currently running for text. So they're utilizing a lot of different ad text customizers for the season to really push their new promotions, the men's suits, which is like their staple that they started with, men's shirts. And a lot of these different headlines can be a little more basic, but they are targeting a lot of branded messaging. So people kind of already know. And that's really where they're sending their traffic to the homepage. Very minimal copy with some text customizers, which what they're doing well, but they can definitely test different messagings and headlines. And then you can see a few more. So they're using dynamic search ads as well, which are essentially Google will crawl your page, and it's almost like paid SEO where you can show up to the top when remarketing or just targeting a certain page or category that you want people to go to without you having to dynamically update the headline. And they can have different descriptions based on the landing page. So in this case, refresher wardrobe with occasion wear suits, men's more suits. So it looks like they're using suits and men's categories to really push these and jackets as well. Now into the competitor ads. So the first competitor is Otrium. So this is one of the bigger retailers that they're really competing with, because when you think about their search marketing strategy, they're really trying to protect their brand, and they're pushing their $5,000 a month or so budget on branded terms and different variations. So they're really just going to be competing and almost like cannibalizing with the retailers, which they should really be collaborating with. But the messaging is a lot different because a retailer is going based off of price and not necessarily trying to be more branded, but they are utilizing Reiss as one of the biggest messagings in their video, as they're mentioning brands that they carry, and Reiss is the first one that they mention. And then they have a bunch of images that are heavily discounted as well, and that's basically who Reiss is competing with, like a discounted price versus going directly to the designer. And then these are their text ads, so they really focus on being a fashion outlet, and they're mentioning like their different brands in their copy. And next one is Autumn Cashmere. So you can see they're targeting a lot of the Reiss branded keywords as some of their top. And they also have like more discounted messaging similar to the last brand. And you can see Otrium's up here, and then Karen Miller's also up there, which isn't as big as a competitor there. They're just on shopping a lot more networks against Reiss. Okay, now into advertising research. So overall, Reiss has about a 5K per month budget. And this has increased about 7% compared to last year, as they're just targeting their branded keywords. And they might have removed some non-brand and lost some branded keywords as well due to competition and retailers. Essentially, you can see the rise here. Then you can see like the different position changes. So they've gained a lot of keyword positions for branded, but they've lost some like lower non-brand search terms like Reiss asymmetric top and blazer dress. So it might be more profitable for certain keywords that they're avoiding versus where they're pushing their budget to protect their brand. And then you can see competitors where there's actually overlap. Reiss has a lot more of their branded keywords, and then Autumn Cashmere, they only have one. There's only one of their many brands, so they're not competing with them on everything. And then in terms of landing pages, they're sending traffic. A lot is going to the homepage, so about 50%, and then another big chunk is going to the men's promotion special here. So they're sending traffic here as well, which is good because it's more of a targeted type of category page rather than just sending people to the homepage, which might not be the best user experience at all. So this is good. Next on the keyword research. So Reiss isn't pushing really any non-brand terms necessarily. And they have their retailers. They have retailers that are targeting their brand keywords as well that are technically their competitors, but they're not targeting like every category of their products either. So that's where the overlap is. Okay, and then in terms of trends in like the Market Explorer, Reiss is right here, and it's technically an established player. And there's a lot of market leaders that are pushing up, but Reiss is trending down currently just because its market mix of like direct, organic, and paid isn't growing all together overall. You can see like other established players like Gap, ASOS, My Nitra are also in this established player area. So they really need to expand outside of their branded or increase their branded budget, or do some type of strategic alignment with their retailers so they don't have to spend as much on their branded traffic. Okay, now domain metrics. You can see just in the general overall market what we saw, like My Nitra is about 27%, ASOS is 25%, and then Reiss is like all the way in the 20th position at 0.07% because their SEO isn't that great in terms compared to others, and they're not pushing as much paid traffic nearly enough as some of these other brands. So that's why they have very small market penetration, but they've been increasing it compared to last year, but not significant enough to really push up to this overall market share where they're not even competing with these guys at this point. They're just showing up with their other retailers. Okay, this is my recommendations. Next, so increase their ads budget to expand outside of branded search, collaborate with retail partners so branded cost per clicks don't rise. So you can do a variety of different things, whether it's map pricing, it's creating a Google Ads account where there's a collaborative budget. And these things will help them catch up with My Nitra, ASOS, and Gap. Also run more display and YouTube creative similar to the competitors, at least in a remarketing sense. So it can still be competitive, but not spending so much budget on like non-brand search terms, just so you can scale and expand at a cheaper rate than just competing on search with like essentially ASOS and Gap, etc. And then just utilize Facebook Creative to scale from there.
If you'd like me to help you with your fashion advertising, book a free one-on-one consultation below.